West Africa and Nigeria will begin our top stories. Now, following the recent Chrisland school sex video scandal, social media space has been filled with Nigerians posting children engaging in different immoral acts. Now, this has led to the immediate press release by the Lagos state government warning Nigerians to desist from redistributing and reproducing pornographic materials of children, noting that anyone caught will be liable to 14 years imprisonment.
Well, there have been different reactions on social media platforms. Some people have blamed bad parenting and school, of course, while others have blamed the society. In a mixed reaction, most parents have taken to social media to lament the dangers that lurk around schools and on mobile devices, which can be pointed to as the bane of the lewd conduct. Joining us this morning is mental health physician and advocate Dr. Maimuna Yusuf Kadiri. Welcome to Breakfast Central. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
All right. Well, as a mental health doctor, now, what could lead a teenager to engage in acts of sexual misconduct?
A whole lot. A teenager is not going to be taken in isolation. A teenager belongs to a family, just like every person comes from a family. And it has to be, all this could happen due to parenting or environmental influence. And when we talk about environmental, where does the teenager go to? School, religious homes, recreational centers, all those are all environmental. And of course, the parenting aspect of it, which is nature versus nurture. And when we look at a teenager's life, that is most times the period they experiment a whole lot. Because when you look at the statistics, 1 in 6 people or 6 humans in the world right now are between the ages of 10 to 19. So there's a whole lot of teenagers out there. And when we bring kids to the world, they come pure and, their minds are clean. Is what we do, what we write on them that can either make or break them. So what can make a child or a teenager engage in sexual, exploration? A whole lot, from what they learn from, people around them, from what they learn online, from what they see. So a lot of times we believe it's only what we consume, as in eat, that affects us, or what we see, what we watch, everything is all about the consumption. And most importantly, if a teenager was or has been sexually, abused in his or her early ages of life, that is a major provocative, predisposing risk factor for that child to just find out, okay, what can I do about this? What is happening to my body? And that can lead to so many other issues that we should look into. So exploration or exploitation by somebody around, especially most times a predator, is somebody that is within the home. So many reasons why a teenager, they are growing, they are experimenting, they want to know what is happening. So many, and of course there are sex hormones. At that age, that is when the boys will break, they have a deep voice. The girls are having, growing their other sex organs. So it's a whole lot going on in their head and in their mind. And in this fast and furious generation that is technologically driven, there's so much within their reach, a whole lot. And if we parents and schools where these children will be, don't take cognizance of that, they can be exposed to so many. And peer pressure is a big issue amongst them.
Peer pressure indeed is a big issue and a challenge even for this generation. Now, you talked about the global village and digitalization, which is the era we're in. I mean, a lot of things are beginning to be digitalized, and it may seem as if parents do not have that time as much as we used to in the past, or as they used to in the past, where our parents would come home and sit with you after school and do your homework for you, where there were no laptops or internet for you to do those homework. You physically had to use a pen, a pencil, and a notebook. But now we can see that era has become a fade. It's no longer what it is. Today we're beginning to see a lot of digitalization. Does it look as if parents are now out of touch with their children in terms of instilling morals and ensuring that these children know the good from the bad?
Parenting is not a walk in the park. And parenting is not for everyone. People need to understand that there are some people that they absolutely have no business being parents. But it's sad that, societal pressures, I want to belong, I'm getting old. I just need to make sure that I have somebody, leave a legacy, my future generation. There's so much that, people consider before they jump into parenting. But we understand that unresolved traumas, when you don't resolve them, you bleed on others, and you can't give what you don't have. So you find some parents are just there, they're just moving with the flow. And there's no blueprint to parenting, but there are basic things that every parent should either know, acquire, and be open to learning, growing, and evolving. You can't just say because this is what you were taught or how you were brought up, then you replicate it. With this generation, you can't. There are 20, there are 20 steps ahead of us. And so I tell parents, children thrive with consistency. And consistency is not the same as rigidity. Why consistency is your regular emotional presence and engagement in the lives of your children. Rigidity is imposing your certain beliefs, outlooks, and expectations on them. So consistency will ground your children, or rigidity will ground you. So if we have to mind our children's mental health, it's imperative for we parents to give words for our children to empower them. Give them the good words. Give them the difficult words. Give them words that they're even scared of hearing, because some of us don't want to hear that. I think I'm suicidal. I think I'm depressed. No, give them those words. By giving words to their tongue, you are actually giving them permission to speak their minds. Our children, as it is now, Gen Z, millennials, they're the therapy generation. They know that they feel depressed. They go online, they want to go for therapy. You can't say, God forbid, back to sender, village people, it is not our portion. You can't say that, because if you tell them that, they will go online and go to those apps that they can, if they have the money, they won't pay. So we must be awake. You can't be you can't be uninvolved parent. You can't be authoritarian. You should be able to be authoritative by loving and disciplining your child, because the child is the way to treat how you are. If your child is badly behaved, people will automatically assume that the parents are not in tandem with reality, and the people will actually think that you are bad, because the quality, the way your child grows reflect on the quality of the parenting. 2/3, though, of their waking hours is spent in school. But again, parents have to make sure their hands are on deck in doing the needful. Children need constant reassurance. They need our quality time versus our present that will buy to replace that. They need us to for them. We should listen to them, not judgmentally. Listen, not to respond, but listen to understand the problems they are going through. Yes, we know that you should be a friend to your child, but parenting comes before friendship. And if you do not put yourself in that position, and you are always, you see a lot of children these days are being parented by nannies, drivers, so much. What is your role? So if you think you cannot do that, why bring a child to the world? That's what I said earlier on. There are some people that absolutely have no business being parents, but because of the norm, society, I'm 45, I need to be married to have a child. I'm 30. Why will I not be married as a woman? Why the men are looking at me? I'm almost 50. So if we do this, we do a whole lot. I know we do not want to put all the blames on parents, but the truth is that the family system is a bedrock to everybody. It can either make or man you, and so ensuring that they are grounded, the family values, you sow the right seed so that they can make the right choices, has to start with you as a parent.
All right. Okay, Dr. May, I mean, you've said so much, and you've also, I mean, looked at the family system, what we have today compared to what we had in the past. But I would like for you to watch this video of a preacher, popular pastor, who gave a directive to his followers. I mean, just take a look, and then would like to get your view on this very briefly.
Don't buy phone for any child who has not gone to university. It will sound very awkward. I know you are too civilized, but don't do it. David, I refused to buy him a phone till he got into high school. I told him you will never use a phone until you enter university. He told me, thank you, now I know the meaning. Don't buy phone. It's not civilization. Phone and tablets, many things pop up. They can use your own. Let them use your own phone. It's your phone. Buy landline, put in your parlor. Say every child you're free, use it. Let them use it. They will not agree. Stand your ground. Say, all my mates is not your mates. That's what I want. You are now buying Apple phone for a 12-year-old child. You say you're civilized. Thank you.
All right, so we just saw that statement there. Well, is given a child an internet-enabled mobile device also responsible for this? Because we have a lot of children with mobile devices. I mean, I have my children as well, but I'm not. I mean, Oluchi also has. But we're not going to say here what it is and what it's not. We do have our rules as well. But let's just focus on this particular one. What say you about that?
You know, everything has the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's not take it. Let us not be extreme. In fact, currently now, Nigerian parents are doing the way that Nigerian parents are behaving. You think they are almost like terrorists, as against doing the right thing, parenting with this recent Christian college issue. Parents are shouting up and down. They've collected their children's gadgets, telephones, laptops, mobile, everything. How sustainable is that? Let us not always do the fire brigade approach. A teenager can be empowered with a phone, call and text. But of course, a smartphone is where the problem is. But if you know that you've instilled values in your child, that you know what to do and how to do it, it is you as a parent to constantly monitor. Everything in essence is what we are saying is not good. Constantly monitor what your child is doing online. Digital intelligence. We have emotional intelligence. We have social intelligence. Digital intelligence. You take your child's phone from time to time, check what the child is doing online. If you are not technologically savvy, find the analysts to help you check what are these apps for, what is this child doing. Also get the child's school involved. I use my children, for example. When they are resuming school, the school register their laptops, and when they get into school, all laptops are sent to the IT unit, where they will, things that we didn't even know, videos, music that are corrupt and whatever, they all install them and they put in antivirus, some kind of apps that if for any reason the child is going above, something that we have something to do with, that his age is not, or her age is not, it will automatically be tagged as spam and go off. What about email account? There's family email, especially on Gmail, on Google. Attach it to your own family email. So wherever you are, your child is logging in, you are seeing it. There are also apps that monitor a lot of things our children do online. Where they spend more time in, which app they use most, what they do. We can't sit down and be having a fair attitude towards parents. It's a whole lot. I must say kudos to every parent out there. Big hugs. It's not a walk in the park, and it's not a one size fits all. But if you have decided to be a parent, you must do it right.
You must do
because
it right.
your retirement will thank you for it. If you are retired and you are messed up because your children are messed up. So what was all the running on up and down for? What was all the running up and down to make money? Do the needful. All hands must be on deck. And I will also tell parents, I will say, it is not my child. Trust me. It is not my child. These children meet in society. They communicate, they interact. So if you think you can just ignore another child because the child is badly behaved, it will come back to haunt you. Can we just go back to the way we were when we were growing up? Which is not, when you talk about children, you can't say, I want to mind my business. You can do it in a way that it will be with respect, ask questions, find out what it is. Like the video we saw earlier on that 15-year-old were going to check into the hotel. I was angry with that video because it was just video and I said, look at them, look at them. What action did you take? Let us not be trying to do things for the glam and be chasing clouds. What action? Call them, sit them down, lecture them. What are their names? Parents' name. Get the parents involved. Take significant steps.
Right.
Because now we're having a lot. Our children just, going with the flow and getting messed up. And when you look at the statistics of children, the teenagers and how they are being affected, even the UNICEF, as of last year, was telling us that 1 out of every 6 Nigerian young person is depressed. And suicide is the fourth leading cause of death between 15 to 19 years of age. So when we know these statistics, it's important that we, the parents, teachers, work hand in hand in ensuring we are building our children for a better society, not the other way around.
All right. In a nutshell, you have just said parents should be intentional in terms of the upbringing of their wards or their children. But thank you so much, mental health physician and advocate, Dr. Memuna Yusuf Kaderi. Such an insightful time we had with you today.
Thank you. So have a great day.
All right.